Hey everybody, this is GrimmChorizo, and this is Ringside Predictions, where I give you my predictions for the upcoming WWE pay-per-views. This Sunday is Hell in a Cell, so let's get into my predictions. On the pre-show, it's going to be Cedric Alexander, Lince Dorado, and Sin Cara versus Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and Arya Daivari. Should be a hell of a match. Just throwing a bunch of cruiserweights in there who aren't doing really anything or aren't fighting for the cruiserweight title. I think the babyface team of Cedric Alexander, Lince Dorado, and Sin Cara will get the win. Just because it's a pre-show, it's first match, they usually want a big face win to start it off, and there aren't really any stakes in this match. It'll just be some good cruiserweight action. Dana Brooke versus Bayley. I'm very happy that Dana Brooke has been split away from Charlotte. That sucked so bad, and it looked like they were trying to turn Dana face. It doesn't work. She's playing a good heel right now against Bayley. The match should be fine. I think Bayley's going to get the win because Dana's gotten the upper hand basically every time up to this match. So I'm going to go with Bayley. Enzo and Cass versus Gallows and Anderson. Both teams need the win, but I think the one who needs it more is Gallows and Anderson. They got so fucked against the New Day. Every match they fucking lost. Every single match for like months. Holy shit. And then they come back a few weeks ago and they're billing them as these dominant badass ass kickers. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. You can't lose every match and then come back and say you're like so dominant. So I think if Gallows and Anderson are going to be dominant, which they should, they need to win this match. So I'm going to go with Gallows and Anderson. The New Day defending the WWE Tag Team titles against Cesaro and Sheamus. Cesaro and Sheamus were fighting in a best-of-7. They both lost, so Mick Foley was like, you could be a team and fight for the tag titles, and that's what's going on. Do I think Cesaro and Sheamus will win? I don't know. Do I think New Day will retain? I don't know. I don't know how to predict this one, because New Day needs to lose the titles, but they're also so close to breaking Demolition's reign. You know, why wouldn't they just have them do it? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Cesaro and Sheamus win the titles, because the story kind of lends itself to that. You know? It gives them at least something to do, because if they lose here, they're not going to get another shot. They're going to implode and fight each other, and then we're back to where we started. So I'm just going to predict Cesaro and Sheamus. I could easily see New Day retaining, though, and going on and breaking that record, because they're so close now. TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight title. One of the matches I'm most excited for. They've had great matches in the past, and I'm looking forward to this one. I think that Brian Kendrick is going to get the win here and take the Cruiserweight title. I see the Cruiserweight title being one that changes hands a lot more often than other titles because there's so many cruiserweights that they're probably going to want to give them all some exposure and a time with the belt. Not literally all of them, but I think that instead of really long reigns with the Cruiserweight title, we're going to get more shorter reigns. So I think Brian Kendrick wins here, and he can go on the feud with somebody like Rich Swann. The first of our triple main event. First of all, I gotta say, I hate that. I hate when they bill things as a double main event, a triple main event, a fucking quadruple main event. There's not more than one main event. The main event is the biggest match, and it's the last match on the card. Now, because Mick Foley decided to say that Sasha and Charlotte are going to main event the show, and then they actually weren't, WWE had to backpedal and now bill it as a triple main event because they have 3 fucking Hell in a Cell matches, which I think is a little too many. But anyway, Roman Reigns versus Rusev. First main event. Even though it's not the main event at all. There's only one main event, and we're going to have to see what it actually is. But Roman and Rusev in a Hell in a Cell. I don't think this really needs a Hell in a Cell. It kind of works because they've been feuding for a decent amount of time, but the feud has been based around not the United States title. It's been based around Lana getting cake in her face. And Roman Reigns interrupting a wedding fucking ceremony. And this shit sucks. I don't like Roman Reigns. I really like Rusev, but Rusev has no chance in hell at winning this match. He should. He's locked in a fucking cell. He can fucking destroy Roman Reigns. He's one of the most dominant guys on the roster, but he's going to lose to Roman Reigns. Sadly. Roman retains the U.S. title and goes on to do whatever. Fucking America shit. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title. Number 2 of our main events. This will probably be the one that closes the show, but I'm just gonna guess or hope that Sasha and Charlotte close the show, because why not? Why the fuck not? Just let them do it. Owens and Rollins. This feud has not been that good to me. For 2 guys who are so awesome, it should be better, but it's based around Chris Jericho and his list and his friendship with Kevin Owens, which is entertaining, but it's the main event feud, and it's not really about the title. It's about Jericho and Owens and the list and Stephanie. It's not about the title at all. But these guys are in a Hell in a Cell match. They've been feuding for like 2 months. They don't really need to be in a Hell in a Cell, but that's the problem when you have these gimmick pay-per-views, is regardless of how intense the feud is, if the feud started 2 weeks before Hell in a Cell, it'd be in a Hell in a Cell match. And I think that sucks. I would rather Hell in a Cell just be a match that can pop up throughout the year when the feud calls for it. But either way, we got ourselves 3 of them. Oh yeah. So I think this match should be good. I mean, it's Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. I like their last match at Clash of Champions, but I think Kevin Owens retains here. Jericho's going to do something. Triple H might do something because that needs to progress, but I think Owens retains the Universal Championship. And our third main event, which might have a chance of closing the show, but probably not, Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair. She's going by Charlotte Flair now, not just Charlotte. Don't know why it took them so long to add a damn last name that was already there. I think Sasha retains here. My problem with this feud here, and it might just sound like I'm complaining to complain, but the feud now has taken a turn where it's not about how much these women hate each other. Because if you're inside Hell in a Cell, you better fucking hate each other. You want to kill each other. That's why they have to put you in Hell in a Cell. It's the match to end all fucking rivalries. And this has been going on for a long time, since Summer. It has the length and it has the substance to go into Hell in a Cell. But the feud and the story is based around that these women are going to make history. The first ever Hell in a Cell match for women. And it is a big deal, and it should be hyped up. But they cannot go out there and do this match and then start crying afterwards like, we made history. It's like, no, you're in Hell in a Cell. This is brutal. They're saying they deserve to be in Hell in a Cell. They do deserve to be in Hell in a Cell. But the point is that it's so brutal and that you hate each other so much. The story needs to be about the Women's Championship and the fact that they hate each other and that this needs to conclude their rivalry. And maybe it will. Maybe it will be super brutal. That's why I say at this point, since you built it up so much, I think it should just main event. It should be the last match. Because it's a gimmick match. It is making history, so why not make double history? I think it's going to be a good match. It's just my only complaint is that they've put so much of the story, the fact that they're women and they're doing Hell in a Cell and it's a huge deal and they're women. But if you want it to really be a big deal, if you want it to go against all these stereotypes that they had, then them being women doesn't need to be this huge part in the story. They're two wrestlers who are going at it in Hell in a Cell for the first time ever, and it just so happens that their gender's never done it before. But either way, I'm excited for it. I just think that they put way too much of Stephanie being like, women! Mick Foley being like, women! Women! When they could just be like, we're ready to fight, and because we have this blood feud, and this title means so much to us, we want to do it inside Hell in a Cell, so we have the chance to fucking kill each other for the first time. Either way, though, Sasha Banks, I think, will retain. So those are my predictions for Hell in a Cell. Hope you enjoyed. I hope the show's good. And I hope you all have a happy Halloween. See you guys next month for Survivor Series.